Give me What is going on, y'all? Y'all know who this is. Y'all know we about and bitch. We here. We're here. It's another Sunday. It's looking fabulous. How y'all feeling? I hope y'all are feeling amazingly well up on this beautiful evening. Baby, I feel good. I don't know about y'all, but I feel great. And can we talk about this camera quality? Can we talk about this camera quality a little bit? Do I look good or do I look good? Because I feel good. Because, baby, I, I, I feel gorgeous. I feel gorgeous. I don't know about y'all, but I feel gorgeous. I feel gorgeous. Oh, my God. Yes, God. Bitch, I feel good. I look good. I feel good. TLC Moon, thank you so much for the stars. I appreciate that. We can actually hide that comment now. Okay, perfect. How y'all doing? Do I sound good? Does the camera angle look good? Does everything look fantastic? I hope it does. I really hope it does. Because, oh, bitch, I had boo fat. Gotta fix that. Gotta fix that. Okay. Do we look good? We look good? Okay. All right. Bitch, I'm feeling lovely. This hair is just, the hair is herring today. I don't know why the hair is herring today, but the hair is just, it's herring today. It looks good. I love it. All right. We got to grab our amazing little yum yum. Is it on? Is it on? The red light is on. That means we're on. That means we are ready to start. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who this is. Y'all know we about and bitch. It is Ask CeeCee. And as I have said before, we have some emails to put in. If you have some emails that you would like to ask, this will be the time to send in your emails because we actually have none. Well, technically, I want to say that we actually have one email. That's all we got is one email. And if we don't keep getting emails like this, like I said, as of January, ladies and gentlemen, Ask CeeCee will be every other week. That way it all has time for y'all to catch up and do all of those lovely things. So I'm quite excited to be seeing y'all. I don't know about you, but this camera quality is quite amazing. I'm just saying. But it looks good. The makeup looks good still. Yeah. I live for it. I live for it. So if you would like to send an email, which I hope that you would, participation is key here. So make sure that you send it. Send in your emails to asklarouge@gmail.com. That is asklarouge@gmail.com. I had a great time at Tracy's party. We had a wonderful time. We got to sing the 12 Days of Christmas, and I was actually quite excited to sing the 12 Days of Christmas, which was weird. because I'm not a Christmas person at all, but it was fun. It was fun. We had a good time. So I don't know how to send an email privately. All of what you have to do is up in the subject line. If you would like to not have your name mentioned up in the emails, of course, send it up in the subject line as anonymous. And then, of course, type your email, however you would like to do it. I only have the one email. And after that, I'll probably give some announcements and stuff like that. We're going to talk about a couple things here and there. But if we don't have any emails after this, we gonna cut it short. It's just the way that it is, and it's okay. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready because I certainly am. So, we're gonna go with the one email that we got, and this is by Lacey. Okay, if you see the green at the bottom, you will see the email right there. Still right there. Right there. Right there. There we go. Okay, we got an email that came in, so I'm happy about that. Perfect. All right. Lacey says, I'm wondering how you are treated out in the world. Are people hostile or kind to you? Do you ever hear derogatory slurs under people's breath or even out loud? Was there a time you were hesitant to go out in public with your gorgeous self? Thank you for sharing your life with us. How am I treated out in the world? When I have this makeup on, you can't clock it. You can't clock it. You can't clock it at all. Sometimes the voice gives it away, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's really it. Have people been hostile to me? Used to be, until they realized that, I'm not going to take anybody's shit. So they kind of stopped that. Do I ever hear derogatory slurs under people's breath? It has never happened. It has never happened in my presence that I was made aware of. So I can't say that there was, and I can't say that there wasn't because I don't know. So, was there a time you were hesitant to go out in public with your gorgeous self? If I go outside with no makeup on, I just feel like I'm just an open target. All right, we're getting emails. Ladies and gentlemen, we have emails. So, there's that. So, I hope that answered that email as best as I could. All right, Jesse says, I've been seeing this guy for a few weeks, and we've gone on a few dates. The first night we did hang out, we got really drunk, and the sex was bad. Now I'm too scared to relive that part of our relationship at the moment. Is that a bad thing? Girl, y'all got drunk. Sometimes the sex is great. Sometimes it's just not so great. Give it another shot. At least you could say that you're sober this time. And if it's still just as bad, then you can at least still say, you know what, this ain't really going to work for us, especially if sex is like a big deal breaker for you. It is for me. If sex is a big deal breaker for you, then I guess it ain't going to work. But if it ain't, you can look past that. Jody says, is that your hair or a wig? Girl, I love it. You look so sexy and delicious. I feel delicious and I feel sexy. No, this is not my hair. This is the wig. This is a wig. I wish this was my hair. You see my bitch? I wish this was my hair. I totally wish this was. This ain't. It's not. It's a wig. It's a wig. Julie says, I have one question about conditioning my hair. Should I use hot or cold water? Cold. You should use lukewarm water so it opens up the cuticles. So that way you're actually able to take the conditioner. But when you're ready to rinse it out, go in with cold. It'll be your lifesaver. Okay? KJ says, I love your shows and I love meeting you on Facebook to listen to your live. I was wondering what requirements do I need to work as a stylist? My dream is to cut hair. What is some good advice as a young stylist? One, you have to be licensed. Point blank, period. You have to be licensed. Now, as far as having experience under your belt, that's a whole different story, honey. Some places, as a matter of fact, a lot of places are going to expect for you to have experience. Kind of hard to do that when you're a new stylist out in the world. So, your best place is to go and try to get some experience working at a Great Clips or a Supercuts like mine or a Sport Clips. Excuse me, a little acid reflux. A hair cuttery. Oh, that did not taste good. Excuse me. Oh, my word. Okay. So, yeah, get you some experience up under your belt, honey. Once you got that experience up under there, you'll be fine. Okay. But learn how to get yourself at least about a year, 2 years of doing haircuts because that's your foundation, that's your base. So, if you're working a supercuts, you're going to actually get your all of your basics down. So you'll get your haircuts, you'll get your clipper cuts, you'll get your fades, you'll get your taper cuts, you'll get your flat tops, you'll get your all of that. As far as the cutting realm is concerned, color, you're going to learn your basic color. You're going to learn how to do foils. You're going to learn how to do balayage a little bit. You're going to learn how to do accent highlights, baby lights. You'll learn how to do frost highlighting. You'll be able to learn how to do perms, select locations. You'll be able to learn how to do waxing, certain locations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So give it a shot. You might like it. So, Lisa, I know that you sent this again. I really don't think I need to read this, but I'm going to read it anyway. Hope this finds you well and taking good care of you. I had an idea. What do you think of doing what the fuck on the Sundays in between? Asked CeeCee. Look, child, I'm going to let you all know this right now. When I did say that I was going to make a resolution in 2025, part of my New Year's resolution is to be focused more upon me, okay? Not my career, because I feel like at this point in my career, I'm okay. I got my salon to where my salon is almost to where I want it to be, but I need to focus on me as well. So I want to focus upon my health. I want to focus on my mental health. I want to be able to focus upon my body, getting that right, seeing the doctor, getting my life in order, because again, this has been a pretty shitty year and I kind of want to make sure I'm okay, because another thing up on my list of resolutions is dropping this. I'm ready to drop these cigarettes already. So hopefully that can actually get done up on my list of to-dos. But I also do want to increase the frequency of doing live videos. Yes, I do. Do I want to do every single Sunday again? No. 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 So we can always plan that on another day, or if it doesn't work out for any other day, then we do it for every other Sunday. But until then, I'm not sure yet. The answer is still open out in the open. I have not made a decision yet. And if no product to review, you could do more tutorials on old school makeup tricks like preparation H to reduce pores. It doesn't always work. Preparation H, let me tell you something. Using a anti-inflammatory to reduce pores is a myth. Pores are going to be all over your skin. There's no need to reduce them. If you're trying to minimize the appearance of pores, that's what a pore minimizer primer is for. You don't need to use Preparation H for that, okay? Aloe vera gel as a primer, I've seen some people use it and they work, and I've seen other people use it and it doesn't work. And I've seen it used on I've used it on myself and it does not work for me. So no. So debunking makeup and skincare trends, sure, that sounds like fun. That I can definitely do. Last question, since you're sick of wearing wigs, as you should be, what about hair extensions sewn in? My hair is not long enough. You could get human hair extensions wholesale at a beauty supply house. I know that. You know, there's this one problem. It's called the hairline. And I have, as soon as I take off this wig, I look like I have lots of deep thoughts. So I don't want to do all that. I'm okay with wearing wigs until I get the hairline fixed. That's where it's going to be. Okay? Okay. Tina says, first of all, I want to say how beautiful you are and I love watching you. Thank you. I've been wanting to ask about your mom because I haven't heard you mention her for a while. I was afraid to ask. If you don't want to answer, I understand. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Well, thank you. I hope you the same as well. My mother and I do not talk. We are estranged. She's moved out. She no longer lives across the hall. Where she has moved to, I have no idea. She doesn't want me to know about it, and she said for me not to worry about it. So, I don't know, and I'm not worried about it. I don't have any more answers than just that, okay? My mother's not happy with the fact that I set boundaries for myself and around her because my mother can be quite intrusive. My mother can do the most. And my mother gets jealous really, really, really easily, especially around my friends. And last year around the holidays was a perfect example of that. Technically every holiday that I've had my friends come over has been a result of that. So I'm through trying to spread myself thin. It just doesn't make any sense. Um, I've tried to make things work and I've tried to placate and I'm tired of trying to sacrifice and I'm sick and tired of having to tiptoe. I'm tired of tiptoeing around people, especially when it comes to my feelings, especially when it comes to how I feel about certain things being done, especially when it comes to things in my household, especially when it comes to things regarding my friends, my significant others, my kids. Yes. Yes. At some point, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I love my mama with all of my heart and soul. I did not ask to be born, but I have to live the life that I have. And God damn it, I'm going to live it my way. Mine. Mine. Not in anybody else's image. Mine. And if I fail because of it, it's my fault. No one else's. I cannot blame somebody else for living their life. I can only blame mine. Me. So, because of the fact that I have a tendency to respect my mother's wishes, and I tend to want to have my own independence, therefore, I tend to like to be left alone. I like to be left alone. Let me tell you something. I'm one of the most low maintenance offspring you could ever have. If I do for myself, if I don't have a way to get it for myself, I'm gonna figure out a way. Um, I'm crafty. I know how to make something out of nothing. I've been quite resilient throughout this whole entire time. I am tired. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted trying to make everybody fucking happy at the expense of my own happiness. Honestly, and I'm done. And honestly, I'm done talking about it. So in January, we're done talking about my mother. We're done talking about my mother. My mother wants to move on. She moves on. I've moved on. That's it. I have love for her in my heart, but she needs to go her way. As my point has been proven the last This is a total of 4 times that I have moved out of my mother's house. That me and my mother just cannot coexist together. We're too alike. We're way too much alike. And we tend to butt heads a lot. When we do get together, we get together. You know, we can really bring our heads together and we can make problems. We can make solutions to problems. But when we disagree upon something, it's a battle. And I am tired of fighting to have my voice heard. So I'm done. I hope that answers that question. I hope this is the last time I have to answer this question, because I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, please do not take this personally. But the next question that becomes about my mother, I'm going to delete it. I'm tired of bringing it up because it's reopening a wound, and I honestly don't want to do it anymore. So there's that. Linda says, just wanted to wish you, Lucy, Heather, and Bella, very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Hope this holiday. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, my love. Thank you, my love. I hate holidays. I really do. I'm not a fan of the holidays. If you've seen the last Ask CeeCee, I pretty much have explained why I cannot stand holidays. Anyway, Colleen says, I know you don't celebrate holidays, but will you be cooking a Christmas dinner? And also, do you give your daughter a Christmas gift? Yes, I already gave her gift. And no, I'm not cooking. This is actually the first holiday I'm not cooking. I am not cooking. Cracker Barrel is cooking. Cracker Barrel. I love me some good old Cracker Barrel. I live for some good old Cracker Barrel. We getting Cracker Barrel for Christmas. So. Okay, KJ says, I've done one of my clients I've done in 2023. This is her. How did I do? What did you do? Did you do her hair? Did you do her makeup? What did you do? She looks like me. She looks like me, so that already says, bitch, we look good. She looks just like me. Yesenia says, I hope you can leave my name out of your life. Well, but I need to ask. I'm in love with 2 men. I'm a married woman, 25 years, but met a man who I've gotten close to and have fallen in love with him. I'm a married woman, 25 years, but I've met a man who I've gotten close to and I've fallen in love with him. I did let the other man go to focus on my marriage and chose to be with my husband. Let me clear this up. My husband is amazing and we have very good marriage. It just met this man at work and we got very close and actually have not even slept together. I want to come clean to my husband. I love him so much and feel guilty for even letting another man in my life. Should I tell my husband or should I let this be a secret and move on? You've had other thoughts and have given somebody the intimacy that you should be giving your husband to another. You better damn well believe I'm going to tell my husband. Because why? You did it. And as somebody who values communication, and values trust, don't you think, let me lower this, don't you think that would be fair if you just talk to your husband and be like, look, So now I'm gonna tell you what your husband gonna think. Your husband's gonna think, well, what the fuck didn't I do that this person did? Now you're gonna have to talk to him. Now you're gonna have to reassure him that it was nothing of what you did. It's that it's just he gave me the time of day. Um, we talked, feelings happened, da 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 da. Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? Kind of sounds familiar when a guy says it. What do you usually do when that happens? You don't hear him out, do you? Which technically you should. Which technically you should. We're all human beings. We're all human beings. Don't you think? Let me tell you something. If your significant other loves you and trusts you, one, they're going to be appreciative of the fact that you told them. You ain't did nothing. So there's that. Would have been a whole different story if you did that. You know? You know? Don't hide it from him. Please. Stop hiding shit from your significant other. Whether it be a man hiding shit from a woman or a woman hiding shit from a man or anywhere in between, a person is hiding something from somebody else. Stop hiding that shit. It's not worth it. It's gonna balloon, and eventually they're gonna find out. They're gonna find out. They're gonna find out. Let me tell you something, that's gonna hurt worse. That's gonna hurt worse than when they find out. Fuck that. I will tell my significant other everything. Good, bad, and ugly. As you should. That's just my thoughts about the situation. If you choose to keep it a secret from him, I hope you can live with yourself. I hope you can live with yourself. Because that is quite a demon. So, Aaron says, this isn't a question, but I just wanted you to know that I started watching you in 2016 when I was in the absolute throes of postpartum depression and a very sick premature baby. And girl, you got me through. I was a younger mom and felt so alone with no family. And even though I didn't interact much on lives, I watched you and you really helped me get through. Thank you so much. Oh, fuck. Stop with the feelings. Oh my God. I'm just doing my job, girl. Just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. I'm glad that what I've done was actually able to help you. Me acting a whole ass fool here. You are loved. I love every single one of you. Don't ever feel as if you're alone. We're always surrounded by love, even though when it's not close to us. So let me go to comments here because we're out of emails. I missed some. Happy birthday, Corey. I hate this time of the year. 40 years ago today, my dad died. Hadn't both godmothers died in December, so I don't care if it happens or not. Death is one thing, sweetheart. Trauma's another. And honestly, if you love those people and they love that holiday, don't you think it's a little bit depriving yourself of that holiday because of the fact is that they're no longer here, that almost seems counterproductive. Wouldn't you want to celebrate the holiday in remembrance of them? Do you know what I mean? Does that make any type of sense? I don't want it to come off like it's insensitive. Um, my reasons for not celebrating holidays is because I just don't like drama. And as somebody who reads a room, unfortunately, look, this has been my career, honey. This is coming from somebody who has made a career of reading a fucking room. I can read a room and I notice when there's tension and I notice when there's something going on. And honestly, I'd rather just deal with it on any other day than on a holiday. Okay, a holiday is actually meant for togetherness. It's meant for coming together and enjoying each other or, you know, showering somebody with love in the form of a gift. Something that comes from the heart that says, thank you for being you, or thank you for, it's not a you earned it type of thing. It's more of a because I love you. Think of Christmas as kind of like the Valentine's Day for everybody. Okay? That's how I view Christmas. I don't celebrate because tension. And this is my own tension because there has been so many of these holidays to where that has happened. Yes, there's been death. Yes, there has. But however, that's never stopped me. That's never really stopped me. When I thought about the holidays and how much those people appreciated the holidays, I tend to celebrate it for them in celebration of them. So it's not so much for me. Do you know what I mean? Christmas is not about me. Christmas is about us. So at least it's how I view it. Um, I do feel a little weird that I don't see Christmas decorations about it because it's like the second year in a row that I have not put up decorations in my house or a tree or Christmas lights or any of that sort. Um, it's a little weird, but if anything, having that weird feeling seems to be a positive thing because that means I'm pulling myself out of my own funk and I'm starting to be a little bit more optimistic. Maybe next year I will. Maybe next year I'll jump in and have a little bit more Christmas spirit. Um, yeah, maybe. So I'm not looking for gifts. I don't want gifts. I really don't. Anything of what I could possibly need, I have. Anything of what I could possibly want, I got. I'm not somebody who like wants a fucking Cybertruck or something like that. You know, I'm just somebody who's like, you know what I could use is one of those smart thermometers to where I can stick it in a fucking chicken or in a roast or in a turkey and I could check the internal temperature of it while it's cooking. That way I know it's cooked right instead of this fucking guessing game. That'd probably be the only thing that I would want. But you notice that what I do want, it kind of serves a purpose. I'm more utilitarian when it comes to my gifts. The only type of thing of what I do for, like, as far as vanity is concerned when it comes to gifts, you see it around me. I love my Nightmare on Elm Street. I love my Nightmare on Elm Street. So those are the little things of what I'll get. Or like I'll pick up a little memento or or a little piece of memorabilia or something like that. Or if I ever do go to a Comic-Con, I have to save money for that because if I see anything Nightmare on Elm Street related, I'm grabbing it. So, again, more utilitarian when it comes to gifts. I'm easy to please, quite easy to please. So, I'm happy without a Christmas gift. I'm happy with just the thoughts, the togetherness. It's not so much about the food. To me, Thanksgiving's more about the food than anything. So that's how I look at it. Virginia says, it took me a while to figure out this new phone, but I finally Googled it. Anyway, happy to be on your CeeCee page. Awesome. Awesome. 2024 has been hard for a lot of people. I'm looking at Christmas as another day this year. I hear you. Honestly, I feel that way. We got an email. Anonymous says, I walked by this house and I would stop and say hi to the cat who lived there, and I noticed I hadn't seen it in a while, so I saw the owner of the cat and he said it had died. It had been really cold all week, dropping into the 20s at night, and the neighbor who lived next door to them told them that they dumped the cat on them and they were taking care of it, so the owner let the poor cat freeze to death. I want to report him for animal neglect and abuse. Should I? You should. However, did you see it? Are there witnesses? Can you testify? Etc., etc. That's you putting yourself in that situation to the point where you're going to be speaking on that cat's behalf. If you are willing to go through with it all, absolutely. If you are not, talk to the neighbors. You know, talk to the neighbors. But that's really immersing yourself in a situation that ain't even your business. Just because that you would say hello to the cat and, I'd probably be the same way with an animal. I probably would immerse myself. I would go through all that. And let me tell you something, I'm petty boots, so I would go through all that in a heartbeat. Oh, baby, I would go through all of that. You best believe I would. But not a lot of people would. So not a lot of people would. If you ain't about that life, I get you. Virginia says, Christmas to me is not a happy time, thinking of all my friends and family that are no longer here and 2 children live out of state with their children. Not a real happy time anymore. So I hear you. But you can always go see your kids if you want to. What's stopping you? Jamie says, sometimes when your family makes you feel like the black sheep, that I understand. Who cares about Christmas? I cannot go to them as I am still not strong enough to go out after surgery. Can walk but no stairs, having a bad night. I get it. I get it. Thank you, Angie. Joshua says, my brother recently told my mother and I that he wanted to end his life. How do I help him long distance? Thank God he didn't. He wanted to end it because he was tired of things and he was cursing out God's name all the time. I could use your advice. He needs to talk to someone that is a licensed therapist. Because otherwise, if he would have told you everything and what was going on, you probably would have more information than what you have here besides 3 lines. You know what I mean? He needs to talk to someone who is a professional. There is the National Suicide Hotline. They will provide you with peer counseling and, of course, talk with a therapist. That's the one thing that I strongly recommend. Sometimes when you start talking about those types of feelings, it is hard to talk about them to your family. Why? Because everybody seems to have all the fucking answers. Oh my god, you just chock full of answers, aren't you? And then they want to turn it around upon you as if it's your fault. And this is only in the worst case scenario. Let me just say that. They want to turn it around upon you and make it seem like everything that's going on is your fault, which, if we want to be fucking technical, yes, there are some things that we have done that have gotten us to this point, has of course been our choices in life. However, I really don't want it thrown up in my face when I especially know that. Do you know what I mean? I know that. Didn't need you to bring that up. I'm well aware. It doesn't help. Usually, when family tries to come up with a solution, it always ends up being a command. Because I've had thoughts. Of course. Am I going to do it? Absolutely not. A thought is a thought. It's not a. Let me tell you something. Let me only speak for myself here. Okay? Let me speak for me. Okay? Not for anybody else. If you relate to this, then you understand. Not a lot of people are going to relate to this. I fought so long and for so many years and so hard that I'm literally just tired of fighting. Okay? Tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting for my own individuality. I'm tired of fighting for my own boundaries. I'm tired of fighting for love. I'm tired of fighting for money. I'm tired of fighting for life. Tired. Exhausted. Exhausted as fuck. But on the other hand, everything of what I have fought for, I'm now seeing all the hard work that I've put into. I'm seeing it come into fruition. Yes, quite late. Quite late. But however, better late than never. I'm seeing everything. I look around my home and it's like I worked hard for this. I worked hard for this. I can't put myself down upon failures when the successes that I have already gained shows me that it's just another failure that can turn into success. I pick my own self up. I pick my own self up. It's not because that I feel that there are people here who depend on me, because I do have that. There are people who do depend on me. But look how many lives I've touched. Look at how many people I have met just by either saying a sweet hello to them or giving them a nice compliment or have done their hair or have, I don't know, given them a good shampoo or just been there as an ear to listen. Because I'm quite the listener. And just seeing the look of content and satisfaction and a sense, a tiny, tiny, tiny sense of relief, a sliver, makes it worth it. Worth it. Worth it. So yes, I do have thoughts. I always end up talking myself out of it. Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring? Will it bring even more fun? Or will it be more drama? Either way it goes, I'm ready. I'm ready. And if tonight is my last night on this earth, I could say I at least lived it my way. I can at least say that. Things that I wanted to have done, I've done. All except one. It's getting married. That's it. Everything else that I wanted to have done, I've done. Not bad. Only got one that I didn't do in my lifetime, which was get married. You know? I'm just tired. That's all. And having a couple days off or a few days off helps. Helps me to enjoy the silence around me. Helps me to sit here fully unplugged, not looking at a computer screen, not looking at a television, not looking at my phone, just looking around, having my head upright, looking and scanning around and seeing the things that I've seen, the experiences that I've had, good and bad, made me the person that I am today. You know? Okay, two things. I wanted to own a home. I want to own a home. And at this point, bitch, I'm considering looking at trailers. I might look me into a trailer. I'm at the stage in my life right now to where I really don't need the basement. If I need to set up to do a show here, I have a living room. I can condense my closet down so much to the point where it can fit in the makeup room. And if I got to make something new, then I'll just make something new. I can just make a little mess in my house and then just clean it right the back up. That's easier said than done because, bitch, let me tell you something. I can be quite the procrastinator when it comes to trying to clean. I get overwhelmed so easily. I know I can't be the only one that goes through this. I know I can't be the only one that goes through this, but, you know, sometimes I set the bar for myself a little too high. But I'm here. Maybe ugly, but bitch, I'm here. Anonymous says, I forgot to mention the guy admitted to me that he would leave the cat out all night in hot and cold weather, and the neighbor has a ring bell, but I'm afraid to say anything because I don't want to start anything I can't handle. If you willing to fight for that cat, I would. You know? Diana says, I think everybody has a point in their lives they feel that way. I can relate to, hold on, let me bring that up. I can relate seeing the world, the people, how it is nowadays. It's all about money in people's lives and a lot of drama. And I just cannot get over these facts. Where's the fun that we had as children, being innocent? You know what I mean? Oh, I know what you mean. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. We evolve. Whether it's positive or negative, we evolve. You know what I mean? We evolve. Remember, we lived in a time before the internet. Okay? We lived in a time before the internet. The one thing that has not changed, the one constant that has never changed is people's attention span. That's never changed. It's just gotten shorter now. Thanks to things like Reels and TikTok. You know what I mean? Before the internet, we had no choice but to look at each other. We wasn't worried about somebody in, I don't fucking know, Egypt that was talking mad shit about us and we live all the way in the fucking United States. Bitch, before the internet, I would have never known you existed. We seem to miss one of the wonderful things about the internet. Okay? One of the most wonderful things about the internet. Let me tell you about some of the most beautiful things about the internet. You ever wanted to see what Paris looks like tonight? Google Earth. You ever wanted to find out about something written in Aramaic? Google it. You ever wanted to know how to sew a button? Google it. Want to learn how to make a fantastic Thanksgiving dinner from scratch? YouTube it. We have a wealth of information on the internet. And when I tell you that a majority of us misuse that fucking information in such a way, be aware. You know, our parents told us this before the internet. And this is something that I kind of tell my daughter Bella now. Be aware of your surroundings, even online. Be aware of your surroundings, even online. You have the internet to do pretty much anything. The internet has given people jobs, right? The internet has given people jobs that were not once possible. Okay? Things that you would probably have to go to another country to learn, you can just learn from the internet straight through, right in the comfort of your own home. It's a great learning tool for anything and everything, although it does have its bad parts about it and all of the things that are now forgotten because of it. Okay? Books. Books are starting to become relics. Do you know what I mean? Books are starting to become relics, tomes, if you will. People type in shorthand. Fucking hate it. Oh, I fucking hate that. People don't use grammar, punctuation. You're not sure if it's a statement or a question. People have gotten so dumb. Dumb. Stupid. Moronic. Oh, there's your cons. Should be the other way around. With this wealth of information, you think somebody with some type of, rare sense, can't say common, it's rare, that would just utilize this beautiful tool like I have. gotten Microsoft Office certified because of it. I was able to make great meals because of it. I'm learning another language because of it. I got to read books. I got to discover new music. I got to discover other books. I got to discover artists from across the world whose work I may never see physically. We seem to forget about all of the wonderful things that the internet has allowed us to do, and the most paramount thing that I have seen that I wish would kind of also go the other way as well is when people have a voice. We have quite a voice. And when there's a lot of us who have that same voice and tone, it rings loud. You've seen it during the election, have you not? You've seen it. Why are we not doing the same thing? Am I going off track here? Am I going off track here? Sorry. The internet is a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous tool. Dangerous tool. Karen says, I have to say that this has been a very difficult year for me. Preach. Preach. I love watching you hear your comments on so many levels. When I'm depressed about the situations I'm going through, it seems you hit the nail on the head. You brighten my day and get me out of the funk. I wish I can get myself out of my funk sometimes. I wish I can. I've been in a 3-year-long funk. In all honesty. This year primarily has been one hell of a funk. I'm ready to get out of it. I'm snapping myself out of it little by little. I just hate that it takes so long. That's it. That's all. Diana says, yeah, just reading a book, but that's not the only thing. Kids nowadays are so dramatic. If they bump their arm to a chair, they're going to die. In the early days, you would get a phone call. You didn't know who it was. Well, that's because you're holding on to. Let me tell you something of what has happened in the olden days that should never have happened. And it's the saying called bottling the shit inside of you. At some point, a person can only take so much shit to where they just can't take it anymore and they go postal. You've seen a lot of people back in that fucking day just snap. For some people, they can take a lot of shit to the point to where it kills them. Just the stress of it alone kills them. It can come in the form of heart disease. It can come in the form of cancer, ulcers, etc., strokes. Do you know what I mean? You would hold that shit up inside of you. Men were men, women were women. Gays were in the closet, and it was kept taboo. So was prostitution. Do you know what I mean? It's back in the day. But it's people that was hiding so many fucking secrets. That was what that was. The olden days was an era of secrets. Do you know what this era has been? The secrets coming out. That's all of what this era has been. People are finally acknowledging their feelings. They're finally acknowledging that these feelings do exist. And god damn it, I don't want to hold it in. Some people just don't want to fucking hold it in. Yes, there are ways that, of course, we can productively do that. But let me tell you something. Back in the olden days, there was no such thing as a safe space. You have people like me who are generation breakers. I refuse. I refuse. Some hurts me, I'm going to say it. If I have a boundary, I'm going to admit it. This is new shit. This is newfangled shit. This newfangled shit. Back then, you understand about what happened. Back then. I don't have to say it. I don't have to say it. Y'all know. Y'all know. This day, this is the era of accountability, bitch. This is the era of accountability. That's why when some people start talking off there, y'all are so fucking dramatic and shit like that. And true. And true. And true. Because you hold all your shit inside. You hold all of your demons. You hold all of your fucking stress up inside of you. And eventually, that's what's going to kill you. Because then you end up being alone with your own misery until you start to spew it out little by little. Because I promise you, by one way or another, all it takes is a pinprick. And you're going to explode on somebody. Or you're just going to be one of those that either explode or go with a slow leak. And a slow leak out is just, I'm going to just be a miserable, fucking bitter bitch until my death, to where I'm actually just alone. Because no one wants to be around you with that fucking energy. Make sense? We evolve. There's the positive side of that evolution. We're evolving. We're starting to acknowledge some shit. We're starting to take account. We're starting to make other people accountable. We're starting to take accountability for ourselves. When we need to take a mental health day, which I, at one point, because I was one of those people too, that was like, you fucking kidding me, right? Get stronger. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. Do you want to know what the difference between our parents are and their parents before them? Their parents didn't have to work this fucking hard to own a home. Their parents did not have to work so fucking hard to not only own a home, but to send 2 kids to college. And the wife does not have to work. Look at now. My parents, they ain't got it all figured out either. It's not like there's that generational wealth, you know, for a lot of us. It's not there. It's not there. We didn't come with the instruction manual. Be like, okay, well, I already know what I'm going to do for college. And I knew this in 6th grade, you know, because it was, you know, my father did that. My grandfather did that. My great grandfather did that. Da, 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 da. So you all start becoming cops, or you all start becoming lawyers, or you all start becoming veterinarians or doctors and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because you already have a leg up in the fucking game. Or I'm already an heir. Or I already am going to inherit a business. You know, not a lot of people are in that type of situation to where they're just like, they have that privilege. We ain't got that privilege, honey. We don't have that. Bitch, we have to go to sleep knowing how much we're going to have to spend on food tomorrow. Mix squeeze me? Yes, I'm holding motherfuckers accountable. I'm holding motherfuckers accountable. I am not going to keep my mouth shut. I've kept it. I kept it for so long. And let me tell you something. I do got that good old school mentality. I've bottled some shit up in my fucking life for so many fucking years that I've repressed it to the point where it's even gone from my memory. But that doesn't mean that I have more real estate up in my fucking head and in my heart for more shit. There's no more real estate here. I've kind of used up every single square inch. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Did we just come back to that? I'm sorry. We just come back to that. I had to work for what the fuck I got. And most times I got to work for what I got without an ounce of recognition, without an accolade, without an award, without a fucking, without a participation trophy. Okay. Let me tell you something. The same type of encouraging words that we give to somebody when they have utterly failed to the point where it caused them severe financial ruin or severe physical harm, we tend to give these same types of advice and encouraging words to, right? Honey, the point was is that you tried, you're alive today. You are doing what you're doing because you got there. Experience is the greatest teacher in the world. Is that not what we say to people? No? So it should only apply to some situations and not others? No. Bitch, I got up in the morning. Participation trophy for me. I got up in the fucking morning and I chose to get out of bed. Participation trophy for me because my ass could have stayed in the fucking bed all day. I give myself recognition. But it took me 45 years to get here. Okay? Give people time. They gonna get there eventually. Or they're gonna die trying. I'm sorry to say it that way. We have to get stronger for ourselves. Yes, for ourselves. And everybody's going to find that strength in some different way and form. We can't just give this advice freely out to people. This is something that they have to discover for themselves. This is something they're going to have to believe in themselves with. Not everybody's going to get that message. Not everybody's going to get that message. And I'm sorry for it sounding so completely and utterly insensitive, but Jesus fucking Christ. There's that old school again coming back out. But bitch, at some point in time, we as humans all need to come to the realization is that sometimes we're not okay. And that's okay. How we move past it is what we do from here on out. That's the subjective part. Acknowledging that we are not okay is okay. Acknowledge that within yourself. I'm not okay right now. The first step, you know what? What was the fucking TV show, The Newsroom? I think it was episode 1. And the first, I think it was a pilot. And I know somebody else said it before them, but it was like in this context of America's not the greatest country in the world. The first step into solving any problem is realizing that there is one. Can't ignore it. It's there. You can still sweep it under a fucking rug, but just realize at some point you're going to have to walk over that rug and realize it's not smooth. There's grooves in that motherfucker. Something under there. There's nothing wrong with this newfangled generation except the fact that they type shorthand. They don't learn cursive. They haven't taken home economics. They don't know what eye contact is. They don't know what eye contact is. Oh my God. It's the only thing that I don't like about fucking social media. People are such sponges. Such sponges to the point where they just look like a sponge. And it's just like they're just parrot back anything of what they've read or learned online without trying to find any sense of meaning or validation or internal relation to. Just fucking copycats. That's all of what they are, just fucking copycats. So, they don't use please and thank you. They don't hold doors open. They don't do that shit. They don't do that shit no more. They really don't. They really don't. Yes, there are some great things about this generation, but yes, there are some terrible things as well about this generation as well. So, Heather says, I'm now officially off her rocker. So if you let me tell you all something. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to go outside of your four walls of your house and you expect to see things go in a certain way, you are going to be set up for failure and fucking disappointment. Okay? You cannot have old school mentality when you're dealing with people because not everyone is going to think like you. Okay? You cannot have that expectation. That's where frustration comes in because you're used to things being such a certain way and you expect people to have a certain decorum about them. But not everybody has that type of decorum about them. Okay? Not everybody. There are just some assholes out here. There are some Karens out here. There are some narcissists out here. There are some liars out here. There are some thieves. There are some cheats. There are some. They there. Okay? Open your fucking eyes and realize who those people are. Because if you're already getting frustrated with them, you found what? So what do you do from there? Are you going to really sit there and try to argue your fucking point? What's the point? Thank you. Have a nice day. Move on with your life. Bitch, the fuck? But if that's all of what you're seeing is the negativity all around you, reevaluate. Because there's many beautiful things that are going out here too. Many beautiful things. Many people experiencing things for the first time. Many people going on a date for the very first time. Many people getting butterflies in their stomach because they're seeing their crush for the first time. Many people getting to try a quiche for the first time. I don't fucking know. The point is that with every single little tiny fucking amount of negative things, there is such a boatload of positive things going on around you. And if you're just only focusing upon the negative, you're not going to really see the fucking positive. Therefore, you're going to be a fucking bitter bitch. And who wants that? I don't want that. I've seen enough of that shit. I've seen what that shit does to people. I've seen bitterness. I've seen what that does to people. Have you met my mother? So guess what you're going to give yourself this holiday? Some fucking credit. Some fucking credit. We've made it this far. We've made it this far. Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring, but bitch, we made it this far. Some of us are in a safe place. Some of us are not. But the point is that we're here right now. And what we're going to do tomorrow changes everything. Okay? Stop giving these people this fucking energy that you don't want to give to them because you're so fucking frustrated with how they're acting or what they say or what they do. Child, let me tell you something. What another person eats doesn't make me shit. You know? Child, we've had enough of that shit. Ron, you can do many things up on my channel. Okay, sweetheart? Don't do that. Okay? Don't be that gay. Don't be that gay guy. Okay? Don't be that. All right? If you want to suck his dick or something like that, it don't need to be on here. Cool? We cool about that? We cool about that? You good with that? Don't bring it here. You be blocked just like the rest of the motherfuckers. I promise you. Friend or not. There's just some things that I just will not allow up on my channel. That is one of them. Enough. You sound dumb. Friend telling you. You sound dumb. Don't do that. Don't do that. Your first and only warning. We good on that? There we go. All right. What I will not tolerate? What I will not tolerate. Let me tell you something. This is probably one old school mentality. I'm just going to have to keep this one. I'm just going to have to keep this one. This may make me feel like an elitist. I don't give a damn at this point. I'm at least saying what the fuck it sounds like. But what I will not have is anybody who is associated with me, voting for that. That's your choice. I don't need to know about it. I don't need to know about it. I don't want to know about it. That's none of my business. You ain't got to talk that shit up in here. Don't bring it to this channel, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't. Whoever who you voted for is none of my fucking business. I've said what the fuck I said earlier. I said what I said earlier in the fucking year before the election, and I meant every single word of what I said. I meant every single bit of it. He's gone. I blocked him. He's gone. I blocked him. So, Jamie says, I recently went through a breakup and I'm not really too upset with it. I felt that. We just weren't getting along anymore. Is that normal? Yeah, it happens. I miss the companionship and the talks, but I don't have that pit of the stomach feeling. I miss the dog we got together more than I miss her. I'm totally okay with being single and just working on myself for a little bit. I just want to know if that's normal. Yes, quite normal. Quite normal. It's okay to not be into somebody that you were once into. Maybe there was something that you didn't like about that person. And you understand that it's just a part of who they are. And that's just kind of a deal breaker for you. That's okay. That's okay. I've been like, thank you. This just wasn't a match. This just wasn't a good thing. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm chain smoking. I'm sorry. At least I'm aware I'm doing it. Thank God, because bitch, this edible kicked in. Anyway, do we have any other emails? Where's at the end of it? Did we already reach the end of it? Damn, this was fast. Okay, I guess it is. All right, then. Well, then I guess, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that ends that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this makeup and I'm going to go relax for the rest of the night and go hug my puppy. That's what I'm going to do. So, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to jump off of here. And yeah, I'm going to get some rest. All right. So I love you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you all have a fantastic night. We lasted about an hour and a half. So we still got one more Ask CeeCee before we start going to every other week. Okay. And I believe that's going to be 7 days from today, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29th. So the 29th. So I'll see you guys for our final Ask CeeCee of the year. I'm so excited. So I'll see you all later. Have a great night. Remember, you're okay to have these feelings. It's okay to not be okay. But at some point, you're going to have to get yourself up. All right? By hell or high water. I love you.